Good evening, folks, and welcome to another edition of Ice Wolves Insider.
And it's Liam Brennan, the hat-trick goal, wins the Credit Union
Well,
Cup
on this
for the
evening's
Ice
program,
Wolves.
we'll recap training camp and talk to Ice Wolves assistant coach Gavin Holcomb, as well as Ice Wolves players Adam Bartko and Dayton Fossum. And then later on, our usual From the Stand segment, we'll be chatting with Ice Wolves followers Darwin and Curtis Skalicky. Should be a great show. We'll see you right back.
Hi, my name's Rebecca. My dad's always on me about being safe. So why is he hurt?
An injury occurs away from work every 5 minutes in Saskatchewan. Over 158,000 residents of Saskatchewan are injured each year. Rebecca's dad was one of these people.
I'm so scared. Dad, I miss you.
Unintentional injuries hurt more than just you. Learn more at www.safesask.com.
Welcome back to Ice Wolves Insider, and we're joined right now by Ice Wolves assistant coach Gavin Holcomb. Gavin, welcome to the program.
Good to be back again.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Thanks.
All right, so we're just talking just a couple hours after the annual intra-squad game here. Obviously, that wraps up training camp for this year. Who among the players that particularly impressed you this year? We'll start with the returning players. Who has stood out for you in terms of maybe stepping up the level from, say, last season's play?
Well, it's a little early to tell right now, but so far, pretty much all the returning guys have looked good. Adam Bartko again looks pretty solid in the nets. Nolan Sushot got faster actually, which would have been kind of hard to do. He's actually a pretty quick kid as it is, but he's been a little quicker. Aaron Enns looks like he's put a lot of work in this summer, so those are definitely some guys that are looking good.
Mm-hmm. And as far as new players, anybody, I guess, has there anybody in particular been turning heads among the coaches as far as their play this weekend?
Well, I think the most noticeable guy right away was Justin Ducharme. Yeah, we got him from Quebec, and he's got a lot of skill and a lot of speed, and it's going to be interesting seeing him come the exhibition games here. Philip Cleach as well. We haven't had him for very long, but he looked good tonight. So those are definitely two of the guys that are looking good so far.
Mm-hmm. You guys are in an interesting situation this year because you have a lot of returning 20-year-olds, basically the league limit, but really only 2 returning 19-year-olds. So you still have a lot of available spots there. So have you guys kind of gone out of your way to try and bring in, I guess, that demographic, 19-year-olds, in terms of some of your off-season recruits? Because there seems to be quite a few that have a legitimate shot at making the team this year. Yeah,
for sure. We've got room to fill the 19-year-old spot. We got some younger guys. The guys that are younger than that, we're really happy with right now. So there's definitely going to be some juggling with the 19s and 20s, and in doing that, you want to put yourself in a good spot for next year as well. So there's a lot of things to consider, but 19-year-olds is definitely an area we can add some depth.
Mm-hmm. A small camp this year, I believe only about roughly 32 players, which is quite small historically for the Ice Wolves, but I'm assuming, though, even if you didn't have the quantity, you like the quality overall of this year's camp.
Yeah, so far it's been pretty good. Last year, well, the last couple of years we've only had 2 teams. This might be the lowest in numbers, but not too much lower than it was last year. So, Bobby always likes a smaller, more competitive camp, and you really get to watch each player more closely rather than having about 150 kids. You know what I mean? So it has been smaller, but we've been happy with the quality so far.
I'm not sure what kind of conversations coaches have around this time of year, but do you have an idea of roughly how many guys of the guys in camp that you think are going to make the team come opening day? Like, do you have a rough idea of the 32 guys, maybe roughly 20? Do you have a number like that at all?
It's tough to tell. You're always looking to improve, so that's part of the recruiting process. When there's kids become available that you think you can get that's going to better your team. You do your best to get them. So it's just part of the ongoing process. It's tough to really put a number on it. Going into the season, we're going to want to be down to about 25, I would assume.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the goalie situation. Last I saw, only 3 in camp right now, but they all seem to be pretty good ones. How do you see the goalie situation unfolding in the next little while?
Well, we actually have another guy coming in late tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to be at 4, and we've only got 2 exhibition games, so we're going to have to get the guys in, each get them some playing time, and I guess just get a really good look at them in the next 2 games and go from there. Right now, everybody's playing well, and Adam being a returning 20-year-old, we're in a good position to start with him, but definitely always looking to to get another guy in there. We saw how important it was last year to have 2 guys that can play, and I think that's really important in building a championship team right now, and it's a long season, so we're just going to keep evaluating that situation.
Mm-hmm. Maybe compare and contrast, say the mindset of the players this time last year with what you're seeing this year. Obviously, you're coming off a championship year. Mm-hmm. Last year, of course, they were coming off a dismal year, but they had a pretty good attitude by all accounts coming into last mm-hmm. season. How would you, contrast the 2 approaches over the last 2 training camps there?
Well, we had a lot of character to start last year, and we have a lot to start this year. I think it was a really good experience and good development for any of the guys returning this year that were with us last year. Especially the way the hockey was in the playoffs and in the Royal Bank Cup. There was no nights off, so any of those guys that got to play in that really developed a lot. So they're definitely going to bring the winning attitude back, and I think we've got a lot of good positive guys in the room now to kind of continue the the mindset and the attitude that we had last year.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point, actually. Nathan Boyer, Ian Moran, those are guys that come to mind. I think you guys are hoping to get Skylar Ledoux at some point. Do you see them more than rookies then because of that experience that they had? Like, even though technically they would be rookies coming into this year.
Yeah, for sure. Those guys got a good experience last year. Even guys like Nolan Sushot, who has been here the last 2 years, so he's gone from one extreme to the other. And he knows the difference, and anybody that was here last year knows what it takes to win now, and I think that's invaluable.
All right. Well, Gavin, thanks for your time tonight, and all the best in the coming season.
Thanks, Kelly.
All right. Just joining us, this is Ice Wolves Insider. We've been joined by Ice Wolves assistant coach Gavin Holcomb. We'll be right back with a chat with the players.